You're watching the Margaret River Pro. Round 2 action continues as we watch wild card Mikaela Greene get started on the main break right as she takes on Lakey Peterson. Getting a couple of good jams off the top and sneaking out of there, trying to get the jump start on a surfer that's already called one of the best in the world. Peterson had to wear the Jeep Leaders jersey, but had to hand it off to Gilmore after an early round loss at Bells. Mikaela Greene opening up quickly here, Potts.
Yeah, a couple of nice little moves there from Mikaela. Trying to get a quick start. Obviously, you want to get that jump on the top surfers. Always get the pressure onto them straight away. And Mikaela Greene identifying that, getting that inside position from Lakey Peterson, and a couple of nice little turns. Not forcing the issue on the inside, which I kind of like because that thing went super dry. We saw what happened to Bronte. I mean, and also Sage this morning has cut her foot, so that inside is really coming into play.
And it was a really smart move for Mikaela. She got equal 5th in Florida at a big QS event, a 6,000 rated qualifying series event. Watching Lakey Peterson now. Frontside wrap through the wind, and she'll go down on her second decision. Mikaela start a 3.0. You can see that boil just exposing that rock on the inside. And Lakey will be back in the lineup in a moment. See what happened here, Potts.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, I think that inside ledge was coming into play, and Lakey Peterson first turn, beautiful snap, and then goes into that second maneuver just a little bit late. A little bit late to the party on that last turn, but just trying to force the issue.
3.43. Now it's time for the trials winner to answer back. Mikaela Greene able to lock in through the offshore wind. Forces the front side wrap coming around the corner. Stuffs it into the whitewater real quick. We watch that last exchange, Potts. Lakey getting out of there. Mikaela Greene was on the way before as well, getting her second scoring ride.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, Lakey, that first turn was beautiful, and then she kind of sort of trimmed all the way in to try and get that last section.
Peterson on the move. Speedy bottom turn. Goes down her cutback off the top, heading into the inside section and has to get out of there.
That was interesting.
Seeing Mikaela right in front of her. Lakey putting her hands up. Didn't like that. The rocks were coming up quickly, and Lakey, instead of hitting it, just stomped on the tail to get out of there.
In rotation, which I like, and Mikaela looking pretty well on her turns, but a little bit like she needs more intent. Like she needs to actually put a little bit more into it, so we'll see if she gets a little more fired up as this heat goes on.
Thank you, Joe. And Bronte, highest heat score of the women's here at the Margaret River Pro, so you must be pretty happy about that. Do you feel like you have an advantage being that you live just down the road?
Kind of yes, but no. I mean, I feel like the girls have been here the last few years, and I thought I might have a bit of advantage at North Point, but it was the total opposite. I think I had the worst heat of my life. But I think like it's getting later in the year, and everyone's been in Australia for a while, and kind of probably getting a little bit homesick, and I feel like I'm really comfortable at home and happy and just cruising.
Well, I know how that feels, Joe. Tom Carroll was one of my good friends. We travelled together, trained together. We'll get back to that.
Peterson looking to break that 3 range. Front side wrap, deeper off the bottom, and hits it through the offshore wind. Able to stay on her feet this time, getting the finishing move. And well, that'll put more pressure on Mikaela Greene 17 minutes to go.
On a good wave. Let's have a look at Lakey's approach. A little bit more vertical. Kind of got stuck there just a little bit, and then got hung up again in the lip. So I'm trying to think. It's probably going to be Lakey's best wave, but I think Mikaela Greene's going to lock in the best score so far. Careful not to go too high up on the wave. Kind of gets hung up there.
Here comes Mikaela Greene. Deep off the bottom. Great timing on the first turn. Second carve right in front of Peterson.
Wow.
And jams it through the inside corner. She has enough room to pull that off before the rocks. 3-turn combination, and Greene's best so far.
I'm thinking that's the best wave of the heat so far, Joe. There were some good turns there. Solid set wave, critical section. Some major maneuvers right in front of Lakey as well.
Doing a great job representing WA. Let's have another look.
Yeah, see, good solid set wave. First turn, very important. And she nails it. Nice big snap. You can see that board chattering off the bottom, and another beautiful turn right in the critical section in front of Lakey. And again, finishing with a nice snap. So 3 solid turns.
So numbers locking in for both surfers with 15 on the clock. Mikaela Greene was talking about this opportunity to be in the main event. She says sometimes being in West Oz, you feel like you're really far away from the surfing scene on the East Coast. Well, this one continues with Lakey. Hard off the bottom and has to readjust off the top. And misses the timing of that first section.
And that was priority as well. Expecting that board to jam into the face.
Now answering is Mikaela, looking to better a 3.0. Nice fan out the back on that top turn. A little bit of a wrap, but she's hung up and she's going to have to get out of there before the rocks. And she said every time this event was on, she'd make the drive from Yallingup to see the world's best, take to their lineup, to be inspired to be a part of this event someday. Finally living her dream as we check out her last decision.
Yeah, well, this is going to go into her top 2. Nice little snap. And then as she comes off the bottom, just kind of hooks it there. You can see just getting stuck up on the top part of that wave again. So you really got to nail those turns about 3/4 of the way up the face of the wave.
Understanding the role of getting in your competitor's face, feeling your presence, as we look at an opportunity for Lakey to get some space here with priority, winding up for a big first turn. Nice hooking, wrapping cutback for Peterson. Roundhouse cutback. Swings one more hook into the whitewater. 3 turns for Peterson, needing a 4.68 for the lead. Mikaela's last was a 3.5. Still waiting for scores. Lakey Peterson needing a 4.68. She's going to have another go here. Top turn wrap for Lakey from Santa Barbara, California.
I think it's just a matter of how strong that finish is. Lakey Peterson, this is a 4.83. 2 solid maneuvers.
Got a set wave for Mikaela. There's her version of the frontside whip onto the open face. Wrapping cut back, and she'll try to dig in a little bit more, but she can't hang on. That wave just shoving her towards that shallow part of the rocks. And the local trials winner trying to put pressure on Peterson. 8:55 to go. Greene doesn't want to stop her run early in round 2. Current number 17 on the qualifying series, with hopes to joining the tour full-time next year. Let's check out that last wave, Potts.
Yeah, nice set wave here for Mikaela Greene, trying to improve on a 3.5. A little bit hung up there. This next turn, the best maneuver of the wave for sure. And then just kind of digs in that rail there, unfortunate for her. So that's going to be an incomplete ride.
And down to 1:10 on the clock. This is one of those stressful moments for any full-time competitor on tour, but especially one that's fighting for a world title this year. A minute to go. Lakey commits, uses her priority. Now she's looking to better a 4.83. Tight top turn carved just for a single maneuver, leaving 45 seconds on the clock for Mikaela. All alone out at the main break of Margaret River with a last chance to stay in the main event. Greene locks in, needs a 4.5. Snaps that first section. Draws it off the top, looking to finish. Little wrapping cut back through the inside, but she's not going to ride out. Got herself a chance before the buzzer. Potts, did she do enough to get close to that score?
Wow, I don't know, Joe. I think it's going to be pretty close to her last ride, which was a 4.13. I thought very similar wave. Didn't quite finish, you know, didn't really have that dynamic finish. Have a look. She drops in. Nice first turn. Second turn, very important, jamming it. And then sort of just a cutback to finish off that wave. So first 2 maneuvers were great. Tell you what, dodging an absolute bullet right there was Lakey Peterson. She can't afford to leave it that close, Joe. She's got to come out firing a bit more than that if she wants to take this out. Mikaela Greene coming right back at her. I mean, like we said, that could have gone either way. She could have easily have got the score on that last wave.
Unbelievable. 2 judges thought it was enough. Yep. 3 said just under. That's how close that was. Lakey Peterson keeps that spot at number 2 in the world and survives into round 3 action.